students were overly enthusiastic with their philanthropy initiatives this semester. 5 individuals, the 5 loco, if you will, were implicated in an NYPD sting on Frat Row last week, making national headlines and giving the entire school a reason to procrastinate by reading blog comments. The police called this bust Operation Ivy League, which the band finds to be unfair profiling. When they arrest NYU kids, do they call it Operation Safety School? Seriously, fuck those guys. This has been a hot-button issue on campus and around the country, but the band thinks the whole fraternity thing has been blown out of proportion. Why are we making such a big deal over Greek busts? Doesn't every school have a marble Plato or an alabaster Aristotle stashed away somewhere? In fact, in our experience, the most impressive busts are always found on college campuses. Just check out the nearest sorority. These are all just typical Greek shenanigans. After all, every frat boy has used drugs to get his hands on some busts, but using busts to get your hands on some drugs? Not cool, NYPD. But you know who deserves a round of applause for all this? Our hard-working student journalists. Let's give them a hand. Not you, Spectrum. No one cares. Sure, Spectrum, you broke the story, but as any Carmen freshman can tell you, blowing your load first isn't always an indicator of success. Commenters on campus news sites have been quick to defend the 5 accused, and the band joins them in their support. Now, these 5 men aren't entirely blameless. When a GS student approaches you and asks to score some reefer, brah, it's clearly a narc. But come on, those guys weren't drug dealers. Everybody knows that all the real drug dealers live north of 125th Street. These guys were just normal, upstanding citizens who happened to have a bunch of weed, and acid, and 2 kilos of cocaine, and who subsequently sold it to their peers for a hefty profit. It's totally different. But as the band scrambles to find another source of Adderall this exam season, the Columbia 5 can look on the bright side. At least they don't have to study for finals. In honor of putting your hands up, the band now forms a failed business venture and plays Dynamite.
for that big Orgo exam tomorrow.
The enzyme pepsin has a pH of about 2.6 and aids in digestion. Everclear in Pepsi has a pH of about 6 and reverses digestion.
Starling's law measures the heart's afterload to correlate muscle length and mechanical energy. Hardon's law correlates muscle length of mechanical engineers by measuring their afterloads.
If your litmus paper turns blue, it means the solution is a base. If your litmus paper turns red, it means the solution is an acid. If your litmus paper is actually an Altoid that you picked up at 85, it means you're on acid.
When you expose aluminum to temperatures approaching absolute zero, it becomes a superconductor. But when you expose our drum major to absolute vodka, she becomes a superconductor.
And good night, folks. Try not to break any bookcases on your way.